Hello, everybody. It is the hero of the whole world, America here, and I'm here to read a fanfiction, I think is what he called it, that Canada sent me the link to. It. He told me to record my reaction, so I guess that's what I'm here to do. I guess I'll get started. England huffed angrily as he crossed his arms and fidgeted on the couch next to his American lover. No, that would never happen. I already know this is gonna suck. England had been extremely happy when the American invited him over to spend time together. However, America was far more interested in his new video game. I mean, yeah, because Iggy's boring as fuck. Iggy, did you see that? I totally nailed that zombie. Zombie's misspelled, by the way. England sighed and put on a fake smile. He was angry and hurt that his boyfriend was more interested in a video game, but he couldn't bring himself to say anything to the excited American. Yes, dear, good job. That's my Iggy impression. America smiled brightly and turned his attention back to his game. Honestly, they hadn't seen each other in quite some time. Now, since they were alone in America's house, with a week off from work, this is the perfect time to actually do something. Hopefully that something involved making love in America's bedroom. But no, his oblivious boyfriend continued to play his video game. England finally got tired of it and went to the kitchen for some tea and a store-bought scone. Iggy's cooking fucking sucks. Iggy, if you're watching this, your cooking fucking sucks. When he entered the living room, again, his lover seemed to have not noticed or cared about his absence. England huffed, though this time out of hurt. With one sad look over at Alfred, the Brit drug himself upstairs and flopped onto their bed. A few tears stung his eyes, but he refused to cry over something so stupid. Are you kidding me? England cries over stupid shit all the time, like his imaginary friends. I need to stop commenting and just read the fucking story. This was typical for the American, yet that made it hurt more. Was England so easily forgotten to be cast aside for a video game? Alfred had done it once, hadn't he? It'd be so easy for him to walk out on the Brit. The worst part was Alfred knew how self-conscious the Brit was. Even before the revolution, Arthur had been afraid that he would never be loved, that maybe there'd be something wrong with him. His pathetically thin body, pale skin, lack of muscles, large eyebrows, and always messy hair. Who would ever find him attractive? Honestly, who would ever find him attractive? He's a fucking tsundere, as Kiku always calls him. Just in the camera. Motherfucker, because I'm awesome. Certainly not the strong, confident, tanned, and muscular American. It actually fucking says that. Thank you, whoever wrote this. Even though it's fucking true, because I'm awesome. Where was I? I lost my fucking spot. Shit. Arthur felt tears splash over his eyelids and run down his face. He buried his face in Alfred's pillow and breathed in his lover's smell. That's kind of weird. Despite the tears and the horrible thought of Alfred leaving him running through his mind, Arthur found himself being turned on by the American's scent. Oh, Alfred, why don't you love me anymore? Am I that despicable? The Brit sobbed into the pillow. He refused to masturbate. He had pride. Pride that was slowly slipping away. Arthur continued in on himself and continued to sob quietly into the pillow. Alfred fist-pumped in the air as the boss zombie finally collapsed and died. Iggy! Iggy, look! There was no answer. Iggy? Alfred looked around. One of his boyfriends left. He went into the kitchen and saw that a scone was missing and there was a teacup in the sink. Alfred wandered into the study, but his boyfriend wasn't there either. He went to the living room, saved the game, and turned it off. Shit! When had it gotten so late? Crap, he'd meant to spend time with Artie. Oh no, the Brit was probably mad at him. Alfred ran upstairs and knocked on the bathroom door. Artie! No answer, which meant his boyfriend was in the bedroom. Artie! He opened the door. Arthur was curled up on the bed. Alfred didn't know if he was asleep or ignoring him. Probably ignoring me. Artie, sweetheart. Oh. He crawled into the bed and looked at his lover's face. Alfred felt an extreme wave of guilt whenever he saw dried tear tracks on his lover's beautiful face. Oh, Artie, I'm so sorry, Alfred whispered. He wiped the tear marks off his lover's face and kissed his cheek. Arthur stirred in his sleep and blinked awake. He looked at Alfred. Hey, sweetie. Alfred tried. Arthur just gave him a sad look that broke his heart and turned away. Artie. What? Finally noticed me? Oh. Ah, baby, don't be like that. This is making me uncomfortable. What the fuck, Canada? What the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus Christ. Artie, baby, I love you. You know that. Do I? Because we haven't seen each other in months and you get me alone in your house for a whole week off from work and you'd rather spend time with your video games. You didn't even notice I was gone. If you've lost interest in me, fine, but at least have the balls to break up with me and not drag it out. Or do you enjoy seeing me in pain? Because you know damn well how insecure I am and just don't continue to pull this bullet. That's my Iggy impression. Fuck yeah. He sounds just like that. He does. Just admit it. He sounds fucking just like that. Okay, whatever. Alfred was stunned. He really screwed up this time. Of course he knew how upset Arthur got. Hell, Arthur used to have anxiety attacks. Even tried to kill himself a few times. Jesus, that's fucking depressing. What made it worse was that it had to be France to stop him. Alfred had been too oblivious to realize how much the revolution hurt him until he got the letter from France. He never wanted Arthur to feel alone and hated ever again. Arthur, I know I messed up. I'm so sorry. Really, I love you, Artie, so much. I never meant to make you feel like this. I'm sorry. Come here, Alfred begged, opening his arms in invitation. Arthur hesitated, but was really too vulnerable to deny any sort of comfort, especially from Alfred. He crawled into his boyfriend's lap and buried his face in Alfred's chest. Alfred wrapped his arms around him and kissed the top of his head. I'm sorry, he mumbled again. Arthur nodded, but Alfred could see the tears wetting the front of his shirt. He pulled back and tipped Arthur's chin up. Come on now, darling, no more tears. You know I hate to see tears in those pretty eyes. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to do that in a southern accent. Okay, fuck, I'll do it again. Come on now, darling, no more tears. No more tears. You know I hate to see tears in those pretty eyes. Arthur blushed. Alfred's southern accent turned him into a mushy pile of goo, and he knew it. I don't have a southern accent? I don't have a southern accent? I said that I'm not pretty. Alfred sighed. Not this again. How many times did he have to tell Arthur to make love to him before the prick got it through his thick skull? To Alfred, it was the prettiest thing in the world. Well, he was just going to have to show him again. Alfred growled and pushed Arthur onto the bed. Now you listen here. I'm tired of telling you again and again. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you just how beautiful you are. I have a feeling I know where this is gonna go, and it's making me uncomfortable. Alfred announced proudly before kissing Arthur hungrily. He moved his mouth heatedly against the smaller man's. Arthur let out a moan that made Alfred smirk against his lips. He lapped at the smaller man's lips, begging for entrance. Arthur happily opened his mouth to him. Alfred's tongue rubbed against Arthur's, eliciting a moan. He ran his tongue along the inside of his lover's cheek and back to the back of his teeth. Arthur nipped lightly at his tongue. Alfred growled in response and tweaked Arthur's nipple. That was naughty. That was punishment for ignoring me so long. Alfred smirked and licked Arthur's neck. I'm not ignoring you now. He kissed Arthur again before moving down his jawline. He traced kisses along his jaw until he reached the juncture between his neck and ear. He sucked lightly on the skin and then blew there. Arthur shuddered and let out a breathy moan. Alfred kissed his ear, nibbling gently on the lobe. What was that, darling? I said stop teasing. I seem to recall you saying I rushed too much. Well, I'm taking time to use foreplay, and you wanted attention. Arthur groaned but remained quiet. Oh, God, fuck. I fucking hate you, Canada. I fucking hate you. Next time I see your invisible ass, I'm gonna pound it into the ground. Jesus Christ, I fucking hate you. Alfred pulled away to take off his shoes and shirt. Once that was done, he drove back down to suck on Arthur's neck. A dark mark stood out against his lover's pale skin. Alfred kissed his pulse point before moving down to nip softly at his collarbone while his mouth and teeth worked on leaving a necklace of hickeys. His hand worked to unbutton Arthur's shirt. Once his shirt was unbuttoned, he slipped it off, and Arthur also kicked off his shoes. Alfred ran his hands up and down his lover's side and began kissing down the middle of his chest. He ghosted a ring of feather-light kisses around Arthur's nipples. Arthur whined and shifted, encouraging Alfred to continue. Alfred smirked and blew lightly on the hardened nubs before closing his mouth over one. He sucked and licked on it while his hand played with the other one. I'm gonna fucking throw up. Arthur's hands tangled in his hair, encouraging him. Alfred eventually pulled away and switched at nipples. He stopped, earning a whine from Arthur. Alfred smiled and kissed Arthur, his mouth open and their tongues tangling together. Arthur's hand slipped between them and popped open the button on Alfred's jeans. You look uncomfortable, Alfred moaned and released and placed a chest kiss on Arthur's lips. He returned the favor and peeled off Arthur's jeans. He laughed at the dips in Arthur's hips, his knee applying light pressure to his lover's groin. Arthur shifted upward and ground against Alfred's knee. Hurry, love, please. Alfred nodded and pulled Arthur's boxers off, freeing his erection. Who the fuck writes this shit? Arthur blushed and started to curl in on himself, but stopped. Alfred gave his love a sad smile. He took this other's smaller hand and let it down his rather large tent in his pants. This is all for you. Only you could turn me on like this, so don't ever hide it from me. You're all mine, all of you. Arthur blushed and nodded. He waited patiently for Alfred to take off his own pants and prepare him. You ready? Arthur nodded. I'm not ready. No, I don't want to read the rest of it. Don't make me fuck. Alfred pushed in and struck his lover's prostate right away. Arthur moaned loudly and thrust up. Oh, Alfred. Faster, hurry, please. More, I need it. Harder, he moaned between gasps. Alfred obliged. He put Arthur's knees on his shoulders. Spread your legs. More, I want to go. High, deeper. Arthur complied, and Alfred rammed in. Arthur screamed in pleasure. His prostate was abused. Alfred, Alfie, I'm gonna come. Me too, babe. You feel so good. Alfie! Arthur jackknifed off the bed as his semen spurted out of him. Arthur, Alfred bit down on Arthur's shoulder to muffle his shout as he came inside his lover. Arthur, I love you, Alfred panted as he collapsed beside his lover. Arthur smiled and cuddled up to him. I know, I love you too. The two lay there sharing soft kisses and caressing each other till they fell asleep. Oh my fucking god. I'm scarred for fucking life. Canada, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Jesus Christ, oh god, that's so gross. I'm straight. I swear to fucking god I'm straight, okay? I don't know why anybody can't get that. I'm straight. I'm not into dudes, oh god. Arthur, oh, he's like a dad to me. It's practically incest, you fuck weirdos. God. I can't do this. No, fuck, no, I'm out. Done, no.